Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Keo Boom Diekin, and I have an important update regarding the firework explosion that took place just a few days ago here in Southern California. Just to confirm and let you all know, there were two fatalities. However, currently they cannot be identified based upon what's going on. We still don't know the individuals involved in who was storing the fireworks. Investigators said that apparently, the debris field is about 80 homes or so. However, the initial explosion looked like it took place on three different properties. They're still working on that to determine all the exact details. However, they can confirm that not all the fireworks and the majority of the fireworks were consumer grade fireworks, stuff that could be bought in stores. And as of right now, they are tracking the serial numbers, the UPC codes, any evidence they could find to find out exactly which stores they came from. So as of right now, obviously there was some commercial grade fireworks involved, but they have identified one of the main components of this explosion has been consumer grade fireworks. So there are other few investigators today. As we all know, a few animals were injured as a result of this. And of course, this conference call or live press briefing is coming from Southern California in Ontario. If you guys aren't familiar with that information, it's about 20 or 30 miles south of LA. It is near Rancho Cucamonga. It's not near any of the major theme parks, however, but I've posted a previous video on this. I believe this was a couple of days ago on Monday. Make sure you check out those initial videos. But again, we will get live confirmation here in just a few moments. And so, in addition to that, I wanted to say make sure when you're playing with fireworks or wherever you're storing them that you have them safe, locked up in a nice container ship. But they are still investigating the cause of the incident. They don't know what caused the initial explosion, but we do know that there are multiple fatalities, a couple fatalities, and then of course there are some additional injuries, and as well as the insurance matters. Man, it's going to go through the roof with all the windows and stuff blown out, damage that's been there to the property. But again, the investigator said that there are still live fireworks all throughout the property. They're trying to excavate and secure that stuff. I believe they said they had a number of different gallons of fireworks that they have collected. I believe each gallon or each barrel of fireworks they had were about 27 gallons worth, and I think they have about 80 to 160 of those, all of them being consumer grade fireworks. So, yes, it's a pretty big mess, but yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to the individuals involved. But hopefully, we will get some additional information and closure as we listen to these individuals speak today. Again, I want to encourage everybody to please be safe out there before these individuals get started. And also make sure, too, that if you are shooting fireworks, make sure you have them in a very safe area. Make sure they're not around friends or family members. And do your best to stay safe and protect your loved ones. And, but again, we don't know the initial cause of any of this. So we will look to hear some additional information. So let's go ahead and tune in right now. Take my mask off. All right. Y'all ready? All right. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Once again, I'm Dan Bell, Director of Communications for the City of Ontario. We're going to give you a little update on kind of activity that's been going on at the site here on Francis of the explosion. And to do that, we will have our Fire Chief, Ray Geik, speak to you today. On site, we also have our Police Chief, Mike Lorenz, and our Mayor, Paul Leon. Statements will be made by the Fire Chief and giving you an update on where we're at and where we're headed. If you have questions, the Police Chief is also available. So let's bring up our Fire Chief, Ray Geik.
Good afternoon. Today we had a very similar day from yesterday. Our Joint Task Force bomb team we had about 24 bomb technicians on scene today, and they had a large quantity of fireworks that they were able to collect and sweep And again, they kind of started off on the perimeter and getting closer and closer to the main detonation area. Today, I was told that we have about 80 of those buckets that I spoke about yesterday. Each of those buckets is about 27 gallons. And we had approximately 80 of those that were collected today. And if you saw about 3 o'clock, 3:15, we incinerated all of those fireworks. And so those have been destroyed on scene. I'm being told that we still have probably the same amount, 80 buckets approximately, to pick up tomorrow, maybe more, maybe less. It's kind of difficult to get everyone in exactly where they need to be and make that really accurate assessment. But that's kind of what they're telling me right now. In addition to that, we have approximately 3 large fireworks that should not be disturbed and have to be destroyed in place. So that's going to be happening tomorrow morning. They're going to be setting that up. Like I said, they're going to have about 3 large detonations on that tomorrow. And they're going to have to destroy those fireworks in place. Those are not the type of fireworks that you move once they've been disturbed. Tomorrow morning, like I said, we're going to be doing the destruction of those fireworks, still collecting a lot of other fireworks in the area. And then we're going to begin a sweep of the streets and making sure that all the ammunition is picked up. We've been doing that for the last 2 or 3 days, but the amount of ammunition, fireworks, and other dangerous products that are out there are taking us multiple times to go through and clean up these streets, clean up people's yards. And so that's kind of where we are for tomorrow. Like I said, we had a significant burn of fireworks this afternoon at about 3:30, and we're going to continue to do those operations into tomorrow. So that's what I have from a fire perspective. And we have also brought in the building department, and we've been able to clear some of those areas to bring in the building department, and they've started their damage assessment tonight, and they're going to continue that work through tomorrow to do a very good damage assessment of the area and see which buildings have been damaged, which have been minor damaged and destroyed, and so we'll have a very good damage assessment completed, I believe, by tomorrow. So that's kind of what we've been doing today. That's our update. If you guys have any questions, we can take those after. Were you going to comment, Mike? Okay. So if there's any questions, I can answer any of those.
Those fireworks that you guys collected, do we believe that they didn't detonate and they might be active, or are they just debris that was left behind?
So last night at about 6 o'clock, we actually did a burn, and a lot of the fireworks that we actually burnt were detonating during the ignition phase. So the same thing happened today. So a lot of those fireworks, some of them are exploded fireworks, some of them have not exploded. So it's really a mixed bag, and we're going to have about another probably 1 to 2 burns of those fireworks going into tomorrow.
Those 3 big ones tomorrow morning, about what time, so people can get a sense of when they'll hear those detonations? You have a sense?
Yes, the goal is to do it in the morning, maybe even 12 o'clock, between 10 and 12 o'clock tomorrow. The challenge on that is we try to detonate those roughly the same time. So a lot of it is in the setup, and then the detonation's obviously fairly quick. But our goal is to complete that operation by 12 o'clock.
I noticed that some of the explosions were much louder than some of the low crackles. Is there any indication that you guys are dealing with anything more than just commercial grade fireworks?
No, we've found a lot of the ones that we actually have found are not commercial grade. They are actually ones that you would find that they sell in other states. And like I said before, they are not legal here in California, but we're not sure how they got here. But those are the kind of fireworks we're finding.
Can you kind of describe how big these 3 fireworks that you're concerned about are, and what do they look like? Are they, they like cylinders? Kind of describe what they look like.
So I can't give you a complete description, but the description that they gave me were they were very large shells, and they're the kind of firework that you would not want to move once they've been disrupted. It's just very dangerous to move those. So what we do is we bring our bomb squad in, and then they detonate those in place.
What kind of pyrotechnics are we
I'm not familiar with it. I'm sorry. So the main detonation area is approximately 2 to 3 properties. However, the debris field was over 80 properties. So we had to clean fireworks and explosives from 80 different properties over the last couple of days. We don't know. There's multiple areas it appears, so we're not 100% sure because we haven't been able to get in there close enough to do that determination. And the difficult part is obviously after the explosion, they went everywhere, so we're not sure where they came from or where they started from. So there's multiple areas in that location that they could have come from. I'm not sure about the victims' locations or where they live.
They haven't been identified yet.
They haven't been identified yet.
Is there any way?
I'm not familiar with that. Do you guys have any information on that, Mike?
It's still part of the investigation that we're doing, but as of right now, we don't believe that it was a store. We don't understand why all of the fireworks that were there.
Is there any way to have known there was this amount of fireworks in that area? I mean, I know you had been there once, but we're talking about not your regular cache of fireworks in somebody's backyard, and people wonder about that.
Without being able to talk with the people that were involved, it makes it very difficult in this part of the investigation. So with the assistance of the FBI and their bomb squad, we're tracking the SKU numbers that were on the fireworks and trying to determine where they came from.
Let's take one more.
As far as we could tell right now, no one was tied to a criminal organization.
Has there been any additional arrests or any people still under criminal investigation?
The investigation is still ongoing, so there could be potential more suspects that come from this, yes.
All right. So that's what we have for you. No more questions. Once again, we do have a Spanish-speaking officer here. If you'd like a statement in Spanish, I know he's been talking to you. I would encourage you all to follow our website, which all of our information is on for our residents and the media. It's ontarioca.gov. That is also carrying our Twitter feed, which is where we're carrying our updates. And there was a question about what time the detonation of those larger fireworks would happen. We'll put that out as we have been about the burns, so the residents in the area know. They're not worried. We'll put them at ease and let them know, listen, this is planned. It's being carried out by professionals. So look for that at City of Ontario on Twitter. So at this point, that concludes our press briefing. Thank you. I don't have a time frame on that right now, but we'll update all of that. So we probably won't have a briefing in the morning, probably closer to afternoon tomorrow. All right.